Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun. Now y'all know Wednesdays are live hot topics. Baby, when I tell you the topics was live in today, they were live in today. Hold this photo right here. I'll be right back. So Melanie Sanders from Jackson, Mississippi. She was on the first season of Bell Collective. She is a PR person. She was a PR person for Latrice. And she also does PR for Shari Whitfield. We talked about all of that on the live today. Like, we had a great conversation. Then somebody said Mel had gone live. Now, you know, I was like, okay, I'm doing my live. I got my phone out. Let me see what Mel got going on. Child pulled the phone out. Mel was talking about like Chick-fil-A or something. I said, okay, I'm going to come back. But honey, when we came back, Mel set it out for everybody. So I'm going to just go do my brief synopsis of it. And here we go. Child, first thing Mel talked about were the false narratives that were not checked out, and that becomes liable for defamation. Now, more than likely, at this point, she was talking about the title of the reunion where it said that Destiny spoke about Mel and Martell grooming her. She went on to say that there were a lot of narratives that were out that she was never asked about. Right? She said if they had come to ask her, she would have told them and she would have had receipts. Mel said when they got on the reunion stage, they acted shocked. But she was like, them not asking her what the truth is because the truth doesn't align with their agenda. Right? They talk about resolve, but she said in actuality, they do not want resolve. They always want the tension for the narrative. And I think we've all seen that. So child, then she gets into Tisha, right? She was like, somebody has said that they've seen the tapes. They've seen the RP tapes, right? And this person has seen it. The guys have seen it. And she said, then for a whole year, you wonder why there's no conversation, why there's a separation. Mel says she has no plans on talking to someone who would do that to her. And you can understand that. Mel did clear up the fact that she and Martell was in the same space at the renewal. She said there was no contact violated. There was no violation. There was no problem. She said she wanted to clear that up because I think a lot of people were wondering, well, how is Mel and Martell going to be in the same place? They have a no contact. She said there was no violation at all. Child, Mel had given out dates. But before Mel and Kimmy had the 101, the scene where she was in the garage working out, she said that production, Mel said production had come and asked her, has she heard about what was going on with Maurice? She was like, of course, everybody. She said, well, they don't want to talk about it. She said, but we can't talk about it, so you've got to make Kimmy talk about it. Mel said, I'll ask her. I'm not going to push, but I'll ask her. So they talked about it on the scene or whatever. So fast forward to the one-on-one at the little hotel bar. Mel said that before they did that, she called Kimmy because they still didn't want to talk about it. And she said the call was 21 minutes. She was like, girl, production has me asking about this. I don't care about no lipstick. I don't care about any of it. And Kimmy said, I know production was a part of it. So if you know production is a part of it, and you know production is making Mel do it, why do all this pomp and circumstance like the girl is coming for you? And then Mel said the next time you saw her and Kimmy, she had invited Kimmy into her house when Kimmy had come to, spill the tea about Chris Fletcher hooking up Trish with Martell. That part. She was like, and before that, everything was cool. Everything was squashed. Kimmy knew production had set Mel up to do that. And everything was cool. And she also said something about the double standard situation. She was like, she never had a double standard. She never told anybody not to bring up social media to her, right? She said she's never done it. She said a double standard would have been if she said, don't bring social media to me, but she brings social media to the show. So she said she's never done that either. Mel said everybody was cool, even at Nell's and Chris's renewal. She said, her and everybody was around talking about the kids, how they've grown up. She said she left when a boundary was crossed. That's when Martell came to the table. She said she told production that should not happen. And that's why she gracefully got up and left. She said what we didn't see was her telling Nell she was leaving and Nell telling her, wait, let's go get some pictures taken. Child, she went on to say that when she got ready to leave and she told Nell she was leaving, Destiny runs up and gets in her space. Like, what was she running up for? To take a picture with her or tell her bye? Like, Destiny is a mess. Then Mel showed the text on June 10th. You remember when Kimmy said nobody reached out and checked on Maurice or anything but Martell, I think? On June 10th, Mel had texted her and said, I'm checking on you. I just want to know if you're okay. She texted her back and said, thanks, have a good week. Why didn't she say Mel called or checked in? Mel said there can never be resolution because everything with Maurice and Kimmy was good, but people who want more checks and more time always keep up mess. So there can be no resolution. But with the executive producer, you already know that. Child, she said that there was someone on the show that was put on ice because they appeared to be a male supporter. So everybody in the comments and including in the live, we figured that that was Sunny. Child, so then she talked about Trish. Mel said she didn't even know anything about Trish for real. And then she started asking us, did we see two scenes from them? We only saw the scene where Mel was questioning Trish about the house and the driveway. She said they did another scene at the Moon Bake Shop, right? And in this particular scene, this is when they were talking about Martell, and Mel was like, I don't care about that. And she said maybe that's what production didn't like. But also, she brought up the fact that she knew Ariane. And Mel said she actually said Ariane's name. So they probably cut that scene because of that. But she said, Trish asked her, like, you know, she wants to go from corporate to entrepreneurial to get her gym, you know, being a mom. She wanted some advice. Mel said she gave her some advice. And that was it. Child, Mel said production said the girl does not tell the truth. So in the conversation that we did see Mel and Trish having, they wanted her to get the truth out of her about when she was with Martell. So that's when Mel was asking about the house, about the driveway, like was it at night and all those things. Because everybody know Trish doesn't tell the truth. Correction, Mel said under the pavilion where her, Marquez, and Trish was at the kids' party, out of the blue, she came out and said, I know your ex's baby mama. And Mel is like, you gonna call me messy and get upset with me because I said you still in love with your husband, but you can say to me that you know my ex's baby mama. That's a double standard. So now we're on to Destiny. Destiny is not Mel's friend. Mel said on the live that she knows Destiny through Martell's best friend, who is Liberic. And anytime they were around each other, it was a couple situation. And she wanted Mel to be in her wedding, but Mel was pregnant with Sugar Mama, and she said no. So Mel started talking about the caption for the upcoming reunion, where the word grooming was used. She was like, you didn't do your due diligence, and you wrote it up and captioned it. She said, y'all some fools. She said, I appreciate it, but y'all some fools. And then she went on to say that she and Destiny, when Destiny was talking about them not talking in 21, like they couldn't. It was right out of COVID, and Mel said she wasn't talking to Destiny. Mel went on to say that she wasn't around Martell in like after April of 2020. And Destiny's talking about her and LeBear could have had, well, she said your husband could have had me and my ex. She was like, she wasn't around, right? She left in 2020, and this was in 2021 when she was on stage talking about she doesn't know where their relationship is. Lies. Mel said she gonna leave Destiny alone for right now. She's coming for the people who wrote that synopsis up for the episode. She said because the way you cut her and Trisha's scene out when she mentioned Ariane, you could have cut that synopsis out. She said she's not fooling with the puppets right now. She's coming for the puppeteer. Start talking about retaliation. She said when your superior asks you to move a certain way and you don't move the way they move, they begin to retaliate. And then she asked, has she been like really picked on this season? And everybody said yes. Then Mel said something about her superior offering to be her TV manager. And when she says no because she doesn't feel the alignment of it. And then she said all hell breaks loose in your workplace. Like, what? Child, Mel said she was intending to close the door quietly, but God said something else. And then she said she's never going to turn her back on the millimeters because they're critical thinkers and they know what's going on. Y'all, I feel like this is it, right? Now, she said something about Nell and Chris Fletcher. You had to get that in the live. This is all I got. I'm out. Bye, y'all.